Here I have a PDF of an exam script. I'm marking it in Adobe Acrobat Reader DC, which is free. I'm going to hopefully mark it now as quickly as I would if it was a paper script. Off we go. Done. So how do I do it? Well, as you can see, I've got these stamps for ticks and crosses. I'll show you how to make a little later. But what's really helpful is the shortcut keys in Adobe Acrobat Reader. So D changes to the last drawing tool I was using. X switches to a text box. Make sure you press Escape after entering text to go back to being able to select with the keys. The last stamp I selected can be rechosen with J. And that's about it. There are some pitfalls, however. If you have the panel of comments open at the same time as you're, for example, using the drawing tool, and then you try and switch to the text tool, you find that it's not switching. And the reason is that you're just typing X's as a comment for that particular annotation. So you either need to press Escape to get out of that before you press X, or you need to close the comments pane. You can permanently make sure the comments pane doesn't open by going to Edit Preferences, Commenting, and then Show Comments pane when a PDF with comments is opened. Untick that and press OK. In order to be able to use those shortcut keys, you need to set it up in the preferences. To do that, you go to Edit Preferences, General, and tick this top one, Use Single Key Accelerators to access tools. Scroll down to find the OK button and press OK. I've chosen orange for all of my marking. That's because I'm colorblind and red against black doesn't stand out too well. So if you want to help colorblind people, then try and use orange instead. When you start drawing a line using this tool, if you right click it, you can make the way you can edit the properties, change the color, the thickness and so on, and then make those properties default so they're the same every time you use it. That's the same for the text box. If you change your font size here to the font size you want to use, come away from the text box, right click it, change other properties such as any border if you want it. I'm not having a border here. Make those properties default, and every time it'll be orange font. Another pitfall to watch out for is that when you start a new document and you press D to get your drawing tool, you find it's not the last one you selected. Even if you draw a line, you can move to something else and then press D, it goes to not the last one you selected. Maybe that's a bug in Adobe, I don't know. But the way to make the pen the last one you selected is to press Shift D quite slowly, because it toggles slowly between them until you get to the pen. There. Now, even if you go away from the pen to something else and you press D, it comes back to the pen every time. Every time you close and open Adobe Reader, you'll have to go through that again. So what about these stamps? Where did I get these ticks, crosses, half marks, and so on from? You can make those in Word. So I'm just using Microsoft Word to generate a PDF document of these stamps that I want that can be imported as stamps into Adobe Acrobat Reader DC. To make life easier, just make your page a bit smaller. So go to the Layout tab on the ribbon and then click Size, More Paper Sizes. Just going to change it to something that will still accommodate the original margins, which is 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters. We'll see why that makes life easier in a bit. And then insert any symbols you want. You find the tick and the cross under the font Wingdings. So I've gone to Insert Symbol from the Home tab, chosen the Wingdings font. If you scroll down a little way to the bottom, you see there's a tick and a cross there. So if I want the tick, insert that, close. Choose the font size you want. I think 18 was good for me. Choose the font color. I chose orange, and also as it stood out a bit better on some of the pale sheets I was marking, I used this text effect. So I chose an outline which was bright yellow. And if you just look a bit closer there, you see it's orange with a yellow outline. So that's all good. I then go to File, Save As, Browse, and I'm going to save it as a PDF document. So there's the PDF document, but it's obviously too big now to make into a stamp. So what I do next is I go to this website, pdfresizer.com, and /crop, use that crop tool, choose that file. And then the crop tool just lets me get it as tight as possible into a tiny little PDF. Crop it, download it, and there I have it. Now to get it into your stamps palette, just go back to where I was. You press the import button, browse, find that file that you just made. There it is, press OK. You can make a new category. I've made one called marking. Name your stamp. Press OK. And there you see your new stamp is there.